Hmm. Great morning, great afternoon, great evening. Hey, love. Hey, love. Hey, love. I'm Jessie C. Love, teacher love, coach love. It is a favored, fruitful, and still fantastic Friday. We've gotten this far. Earlier today, I posted you are on the get up list. What are you going to accomplish today? Not knowing that just 3, 4 hours later, we were going to lose Hank Aaron. Man, at only 86, but at least he left a lot for us to reflect and remember. And I'm so grateful that I got to visit the park dedicated to him a couple of years ago. Yeah. So this is the Some Price segment, Save Our Marriage, Empowerment with Prayer, Reflection, Inspiration, Courageous Conversation, and Encouragement segment. And even though I've never said it, let me just say, for those of you that are new to me, I am not a licensed therapist or counselor. I don't even know if I want to do that, technically. So these are my opinions, my research, my reading, my listening, all right, and my praying. I'm speaking from the heart and what's given to me. These segments are for healthy-minded people who are and have a desire to have a faithful, loving, respectful, committed, and progressive marriage where you multiply one another. It's my goal that these segments will stimulate your enthusiasm to continuously improve your marriage so that it's a visual experience originally designed by our Creator. It's the one that was purposed from the beginning to help you have those aha moments, to encourage you to think. Yeah. This covenant of marriage is a commitment of two willing individuals joining from their own independence, praying to be interdependent, intertwined, working together in partnership without losing self. Woo, I don't have that there and I need to write it. Marriage is a ministry that immediately affects, impacts, and effects the man and woman involved. The decisions carry on to the neighbors, the community, the world if they see you. Infidelity, misery, miscommunication, abuse, drifting, or divorce, an acronym from I'm mad, doesn't have to be a part of your marriage, our marriage. Instead, seek to be wonderful, exhilarating, reviving, enthusiastic, grateful, lovingly, loyal, astounding, and dynamically divine, which was an acronym that dropped in my head for We're Glad. There's a formula for success, just like there's one for failure, and it's up to us which one we live in. When we know what we want, we ain't gonna waste time on what we don't want. When we know what we want to build, we ain't gonna waste and utilize time that cannot be replaced on something that we don't want. We just won't. Information changes situations, and applied knowledge increases wisdom. Zig Ziglar said, if you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you're determined to learn, can't nobody stop you. So these segments are those who want to actually learn something because they know they don't know everything. I know I don't know everything. Otherwise, I wouldn't grow. Yes, prayer shifts the atmosphere. Prayer changes us. We need a lot more. Got to put some action in there. Got to put in the work. Although I'm not in covenant yet, I spent numerous hours and years listening, learning, talking, reading, gleaning to married folk, engaged folk. I still do. Widows too, and divorced. All of them. I still do. Yeah. I still talk with them. And this is an assignment. It's not about perfection. So if you have a problem with it, as I say, take it up with the Lord. Today's segment, I forgot to put on there, you will need your journal because I'm going to give you a series of questions that you can get your answers to, as well as share them and do them with your spouse. This is something that you can talk about with your spouse so that y'all learn each other. You got 21 hours. Today is Friday. 21 minimum hours that you are spending every week with your wife, husbands, wives, with your husband, 15 minimum hours with your children. So at the end of this, it's short, but I'm doing that on purpose because this book, the chapters are long. I don't want to be right now. I'm not led to be 30 minutes. Yesterday, one of the visuals that I wanted to show when I say that a healthy husband doesn't expect his wife to lose herself in him. Most men don't even want their wives to lose herself. They know she came with talents and gifts that need to be cultivated, multiplied, put a strobe light on. He don't want you dropping yourself. A healthy husband doesn't want that at all. And yesterday when I was looking for what I wanted, I ended up, it's going to be different than what I was going to do yesterday because this came to me for today. When, let's say that husbands, you are love. That's you. And just for the sake of a demonstration, your wife is this square peg. When you are healthy, you are not going to her to try to make her fit into your style of loving. You want her to be herself. Even if this was her, she was love, and you were the square. You ain't going in, fitting into hers. Y'all gonna be who you're supposed to be. And whether that ends up putting a period at the end or you sitting on top, being together, amplified. Whether she's covering you from the back, she's in front of you, any kind of way, however it may be. You ain't trying to make her conform to you. You're loving her the way that she needs to be loved. She's loving you the way that you need to be loved. Because y'all already did the love languages. You know what it is that you need. Even if there's 2 of them. We all need all 5. Some just have more leverage. More to them than others. Excuse me. Forgot to turn those off. Some of them have a little more need. All right. We did the love languages. I did that was like an hour with questions. So if you missed it, go back through. Unfortunately, Facebook isn't letting me create a file to put all of these in. So you don't have to scroll because go to my videos and you'll see. I'm sorry. They're just not. And now I'm trying to save them and download them and put them to my YouTube. That way you can just go and find it. Today was called Waffles and Chicken. Different, yet we combined them both. Whoever came up with it, I don't know. Some of us are just so creative with what we do, and then it sticks. We never know what it is that we don't know until we find out what we don't know. Stepping outside of that comfort zone. Have you ever had waffles and spaghetti together? I haven't. I think I'm going to do that soon. Yeah. I learned something new today from a pastor. His last name was Curry. I didn't get his first name. And also with his wife, he spoke about how, a lot of ladies on Inauguration Day were wearing pearls and chucks. I ain't got no chucks. And the ones that I do have, they were for when I was acting, and they're stored away. Pearls, I don't have no real pearls. Never been a pearl person. Yeah. But a lot of ladies were wearing that, got dressed up in order to sit with the inauguration because it was historic. No matter who doesn't like Vice President Kamala, it was historic. We're not holding on to the past. There's something else that can come now. But it is a historic moment. Women have influential power. And the fact that they're both married, it took a very secure man in Biden to actually go and get Harris. After the whole presidential race and her talking, knowing her influence, her power, her presence, and he still went and got her. He's not trying to block her or cut her off. He went and got her. So in listening to Pastor Curry today, he made me think about the military. And he was talking about the military. That was what was so odd. And he was talking about how the wife is the influence that helps her husband become upgraded in rank. And I was like, most captains, especially if their wife is in the military, the wife is a captain too. If she's not, she's just supported, not just, she's supporting him. Yeah, she has a disposition of a captain. She's influenced him, and he did the same for her if they're in the military together. A collective strength. And then I went and did a little research, and I wanted to know, the highest rank 5-star general, and who was one of the 5-star generals, and was he married? And I found General Omar Bradley. I found quite a few. There's been like 9, and I didn't go through all of them to see who they were. Maybe I need to, because that would speak volumes as well. He was married twice. The first time he was married, her name was Mary Quell. He married her in 1916, December 28th, 1916, matter of fact, until she died December 1st, 1965. He was promoted as a general on September 22nd, 1950. Okay? Been married for over 30 years and then got promoted to general. Ain't that something? When she died in 65, 9 months later, he married Esther Kitty Bubler, if I'm saying her name right, September 12, 1966, until his own death in 1981. It was an odd marriage. It was odd only because it was her third marriage, his second. And she was a freelance writer and screenwriter. I'm listening to my furry baby. He is just too smart for his own good. He about to break free out of the pen. Yeah. All right. Anyway, most successful husbands don't usually have circuitous, longer than necessary journeys to fulfilling their purpose. We can think of financially wealthy men, Jeff Bezos. He married Mackenzie Scott in 93. Amazon was created in 94. And if I'm not mistaken, it was created on my birthday in 94. Unfortunately, they're not married anymore. Yet his wife she's progressing along. Yeah, some of the biggest and most financially wealthy people, men, they're married. Whether they stay that way, Elon Musk, he married Tallulah twice. And now he was married to Justine. Mark Zuckerberg, his wife. He's been married since 2012. I forget. No, that was probably like 3-4 years after Facebook, but he's married now. Warren Buffett with Astrid in 2006 after Susan from 1952 until her death in 2004. Now that was the one that was the weird, odd marriage because she didn't mind bringing in Astrid. They were open. It was an open marriage. And Astrid was a waitress. The point of all of that, women are connectors. For those already married, I think it's safe to say that your wife multiplied your life. You complement with an E each other to help the journey of life be more complete. As a healthy husband, you dealt with your issues, your pain, your, traumas versus occupying your bed and time with various women, trying to bury the issues in each one of them, creating a cycle of pain. You didn't do that. You dealt with your issues. The waffles versus the chicken. The waffles versus the spaghetti. You didn't have a whole bunch of spaghetti around. Yeah, you didn't do that. The mind of a woman can be like spaghetti, but you didn't have a whole bunch of spaghetti around. This chapter of this book gives questions for married couples in learning the difference. This is where you need your journal. I'm going to tell you a series of questions. You are going to circle your response or you can write it down. I'm not going very slowly. You can pause it and go back. There are, I haven't read them ahead of time, 27 questions. So this would be something that would be nice to do with your wife. Husbands and wives with your husband. Part of your 21 hours for the week, because tomorrow is the last day of that before it starts over again on Sunday. The recreational activity you most often do together is, and I think that you could put in some other activities in here, your own 3, but it's up to you. It says A, bicycling, B, bowling, or C, hunting for his car keys. Number 2, choose a vacation spot, which qualifies for a prime one that appeals to the husband, and which one would appeal to the wife. It says 1, quaint little shops. 2, golf. 3, nice restaurants. 4, big servings. 5, valet parking. 6, free parking. 7, a room with a view. 8, room with a television set. 9, an elegant sunken tub. I talked about that yesterday, both y'all taking a bath together. Or 10, reading matter in the bathroom. 3, true or false? A vacuum cleaner makes an excellent anniversary gift. I'm not going to read that part, but that was funny. Number 4, story problem. John and Betty must leave their home by 6 p.m. in order to be on time for a dinner party. John starts to get ready at 5:55. We talked about this too, so they can leave at 6. What time does Betty need to start getting ready in order to be ready by 6? I talked about this before too. Oh gosh, the way that a woman will change her mind, because that's the way our Creator designed us, and then only to go right back to that pink dress or that pink suit to match the designs in his tie. Number 5 is a husband question. When your wife says, let's not get each other Christmas presents this year, it indicates A, her desire to share with the less fortunate, B, her thoughtful and realistic interest in the household budget, or C, a test to see if you love her enough to forget the suggestion and surprise her with something you'll be paying off until Columbus. I say Valentine or Dr. King Day. Darn Columbus Day. 6, when a husband dons his almost like new overalls and announces, I'm going to work on the car, you can almost bet that A, soon it will purr like a kitten. It's almost new. B, soon it will stop on a dime. Or C, soon it will be towed to a nearby garage. Yeah. 7 is a husband question. Fill in the blank. You can't make an omelet without A, breaking some eggs, B, reading a recipe, or C, hearing a lecture from your wife on the dangers of cholesterol. 8, who is more likely to utter the following? Him or her. What's for supper? Number 1. Number 2, have you seen my socks? 3, when are we leaving for church? 4, do you think I've gained weight? 5, where's the television schedule? Number 9, before answering the question, how do you like my new hairstyle? What should a husband always remember? A, his wife's feelings are the most important. B, she may have spent hours in a salon to get it to look that way. Woo. C, the couch is lumpy, and when you sleep on it, a spring pokes you in the back. Oh, gosh. That reminds me of a story I tell in my book about an ex I had. Yeah. 10. His idea of the perfect honeymoon is A, a week in Poconos, B, a Mediterranean cruise, or C, anything under $100. 11. The phrase, not in your lifetime, refers to A, him cleaning the bathroom, B, her cleaning out the gutters, or C, either of you cleaning the stuff that grows under the vegetable crisper in the refrigerator. Gross. Don't ever let that happen. 12. When you think about the love letters you used to write, that ain't good. Used to write when you were courting, you're reminded of a passion that burned like ancient Rome, of a love that will last for eternity, excuse me. That writing corny love letters is not a crime. Oh my gosh. A healthy husband doesn't have a used to write. No, especially if he knows that his wife enjoyed that. Often men and women will show subtle signs of stress and strain in different ways. For each way listed below, choose the most appropriate gender. 1. Punch an inanimate object, such as a door or steering wheel. Male, female, either. 2. Make sniffling noises and sigh heavily. Male, female, either. 3. Blame clubs, bats, bowling balls, etc. for poor athletic performance. Male, female, either. 4. Clamp hands over face and weep. When questioned, keep saying, oh, nothing, over and over. Male, female, either. 14. When the both of you attend church together, it is best for the husband to wear A, a dark suit, B, a tuxedo, C, whatever his wife picks out. 15. When the waiter asks what you like for dessert, a wife's most common response is A, chocolate mousse, please. B, I'll try the cheesecake. C, oh, nothing for me. I'll just have a teensy bite of his. 16. Your husband tries on his high school jacket and finds he can no longer snap it up. A wife's best response is A, maybe it's shrunk. B, I like you a little less skinny. Or C, that jacket would look dumb on a bald guy anyway. 17. Some household chores are traditionally done by the man, some by the woman. Place the following chores in the correct category. 1. Cooking. His, hers. 2. Flattening couch cushions. His, hers. 3. Cleaning. His, hers. 4. Tossing newspaper sections around. Most of us don't have newspaper, so you can switch that, modify that as you need it. His or hers. Dusting. His, hers. Snoring on Saturday afternoon. His, hers. 18. Your spouse is snoring. You should A, accept it as a minor flaw in an otherwise perfect mate. B, gently nudge him or her and say, roll over, dear. C, put a pair of sweatpants over his or her head and tighten the drawstring. 19. Who wants which addition to the house? 1. A cozy breakfast nook, wife or husband. 2. A red velour wallpapered den with big leather couches and a pinball machine and a pool table and a moose head and telephone that looks like a football helmet or basketball. And a huge screen television set and stereo with tapes of every college basketball game ever played. Wife or husband. When riding with your husband on long car trips, you use the hours of quiet time to A, discuss meaningful topics, B, point out the beauty of the scenery, or C, excitedly warn him of impending highway danger that you can barely see as a tiny speck on the horizon. 21. If a long-time married couple is in the bathtub together, it can only mean A, they still feel passionately about each other. B, their love life is spontaneous and exciting. Or C, he's grouting some loose tile while she tries to get rid of stubborn soap scum. 22. True or false? The husband often lets his wife answer the telephone because it's usually for her anyway. Wow. I ain't gonna tell you what the false one says. 23. The phrase most often heard when the two of you are alone in a quiet setting is A, I love you, B, I need you, or C, snoring. 24. When doing the laundry, which of the following is the average husband most likely to forget? Whites and hot, B, colors in cold, or C, pens, pencils, keys, tissues, etc., because he doesn't check the pockets. Don't do that with these new washing machines. The ones that don't have the agitator in the center, you forget those. You don't empty them pockets. You're going to be looking at a costly repair. That's just a side note, side tip. Empty pockets. 25. A husband offers to run to the store for a quart of milk. He is most likely to return with A, a quart of milk. B, 2 steaks, big fish, a bottle of ketchup, 2 bottles of pop, a box of donuts, a TV dinner, some cheese, the latest issue of TV Guide. Wow, how old is this book? And a can of 40 weight motor oil. C, a dazed expression and the question, what was I supposed to get? I have to see how old this book is. TV Guide. 26 is a husband question. To prove your love for your wife, you would gladly A, climb the highest mountain, B, swim the deepest ocean, or C, hold her purse while she tries things on at the mall and run the risk that at any moment one of the guys might walk by. And the wife's question, number 27. To prove your love for your husband, you would gladly climb the highest mountain, B, swim the deepest ocean, or C, put gas in the car at one of those self-serve places where the risk of a broken fingernail is a constant threat. And this is episode number 53. I said 53 yesterday. Oh, wait, this is episode 54. I said 54 yesterday, but today is actually 54. Day number 22. It says, love prepares us for heaven. I also saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, climb the highest mountain, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared like a bride adorned for her husband. Revelation 21:2. There will come a time when love and its many remarkable attributes will no longer take an effort to maintain. Remember how I said if you have to make sticky notes or put reminders in your phone in order to do something, then do that until it becomes like second nature. It's an automatic. Yeah, it's a discipline and a commitment. Yeah, it won't take effort after a while, at least not a lot of effort. Instead, love will flow so naturally from us, it will be the only action we consider doing. It will be like our heavenly higher powers love, freely given and totally selfless. Till then, marriage is one of our main instructors on how love is supposed to be given and received. It teaches us how to defer to another, giving ourselves completely, without reservation, willingly. Yeah, it's a willing submission for both parties involved. It teaches us how to love someone without basing our affections on how hard they're working to please us. Woo! Day after day, we should learn more about our relationship with our higher power by seeing it portrayed in our dealings with one another. Marriage is not just an analogy that the Lord came up with to try to describe the love given to us and for us. The marriage of our Creator with the bride, the church, is life's ultimate story. By participating in it here, we get glimpses of it there. This week's dare, it says, choose to demonstrate patience by saying nothing negative to your spouse. This is period. We already discussed that with Dr. Miles Monroe, how he said he never said a negative word to his wife. And the reason being is because men hear words, women feel words. It is better to hold your tongue than to say something that you'll regret. A healthy husband would regret saying anything negative to his wife. You have some of those, and you know when I say males, what they are. You know, I can say men. But we do have some of them that don't care what they say to a woman. They don't care how they say it to a woman. They don't care what she feels about it. They just say it. That two-edged sword, basically. It cuts, and they know it. Not a concern in the world. I watched, Jeremy. He did a skit, and I don't know if it was today. I saw it today, this morning. And it was a skit about how women are showing themselves, females are showing themselves all on social media, looking for that attention. Most pictures that you see have their backside. And just something else. It's just, look at me, look at what I'm doing. Their main thought is their body, head down. That's it. And what he did was he found someone. In his skit, it showed him coming out of fornication with a lady, a woman. And however he manipulated and deceived her, he ended up in her bed. And while he's getting dressed, she's like, well, what are we? What are we doing? Ooh, if you have to ask that question. Where does this go from here? You're supposed to find that out before you give your all. Because your body, you've already given more than that. And then when you do that, oh no. Yeah, I've been there. But he stood up and he looked down on her as she was laying in the bed covered. And he was like, well, what do you mean? What you talking about? What you think this is going to be or where it's going? And I'm listening like, here comes the bomb. Here comes the dagger in the heart. And as he continued with this skit, he was like, you all up on social media, showing yourself and your body and this and that. And, I'm looking, and I just got to the point. I was like, oh, yeah, I can go get her, just smash and pass. Keep on going. Ain't nothing coming out of this. You showed yourself to be a thought. That's the way I'm going to treat you. And, a lot of his comments were like, yeah, that's the way you're going to be then you're going to get treated like a. And yes, I did comment too. Because I was like, I didn't even finish listening to everything. Because he came afterwards and was like, you can't be on social media portraying yourself one way and then think you're going to be treated another way. And I was like, wow, ain't that the kettle? Calling something black. What he missed and what a lot of the comments missed. And I stated it. So if any of y'all go check them out, you'll see. I don't remember verbatim what I said. But I was like, when you lay with a woman and she lays with you, you become her and she becomes you. So if you're going to call her a thought, that European negative wording that was used during slavery towards black women, it's that over there nowadays. It is, that's the way it is. If you're going to call her that, guess what? You became her equal. You her too. So she's a thought. You a thought. You didn't get up better than her. You became her. So if that's how you feel about her, and I was like, that ain't healthy. Because you can't sit up and rise yourself above her. And I know, the immature man ain't going to want to hear that. Well, no, I'm a man. She ain't supposed to do that. No. Because see, when it comes judgment time, I seriously doubt that our creator is going to say, well, you were a man and I let you, you were supposed to get all those notches on your belt. It's all right. But you a woman, you wasn't supposed to do that. Because see, Adam and Eve got kicked out. They both got kicked out of the garden. They both did. Yes or yes. They both had consequences. Yes or yes. Yeah, we have to deal with our pain, our issues, and everything else in order to live the life that was divinely designed. We have to use what happened for us to help somebody else, not continue to portray the negativity and then look down on somebody after getting up. So you got up first and she was still laying there. That don't make you no better. Don't make me no worse for still laying there. We both did wrong. And we both got to pay for it. Me, we, you. We both do. We can end the cycle of pain, though. There's some work. And I realize this one is a lot different from the majority of the ones that I've done. Nevertheless, waffles and chicken, waffles and spaghetti. Different, but when we work together, not only can we heal, we can help one another be nutritious in some kind of way. All right? Faith makes it possible. Doesn't say it's going to be easy. When all is said and done, for the healthy wives and healthy husbands, you are your spouse's 10 out of 10. That Proverbs 27:17, where iron is sharpening iron. It's about the team. It's about the partnership. When y'all connected physically, you a partnership. Marriage is a higher level of commitment and a different kind, an exceptional covenant. Your character, your integrity, your spirituality, your advancement is dependent on one another and upon one another, interdependent. It's so great to love ourselves and not look down on anybody else, and it's so much more wonderful to get that love back. Mr. Les Brown's acronym for WORK, with added clarity or just addition from me. W is the willingness to do what it takes without causing harm. Being a willing vessel. O is for the optimism, to know that everything's going to work out for our good. It didn't happen to us. It happened for us if we use it to help someone. Yeah. Turn that pain into purpose. Don't continue a cycle of pain. Learn from one another. The R is being able to reinvent self, to go from good to great. The K is a kindred spirit. Not just for right relationships. Well, to have right relationships, to be able to ask for help, to be able to accept help, and to be able to socialize. And as I've said, if you're a husband and a wife that benefits from these, and if you're not, and there's an aha moment where you're like, you really got to look at the person in the mirror and you realize it and you're actually working towards it. And if you share it, tag me, because I want to know. I want to know. This is the Save Our Marriage Empowerment with prayer, reflection, inspiration, courageous conversation, and encouragement segment with love. Naturally. Episode number 54. Actual episode number 54 on January 22nd, 2021. And again, your time is appreciated. I stopped saying people's names when I see them come across. I used to do it 3 years ago, and then I stopped, and then I started again. Then I realized some people don't want it to be known that they were watching a video. So I don't say your names anymore. That's why I just say your time is appreciated. Thank you for tuning in. Replay viewers, thank you for dropping by. However much time you spent, those of you that speak, then I acknowledge you back. I show that love back to you. That kind of love, that depths, the depthness of that love. Fridays, what I figured I can do, since I don't work out and we don't work out and I'm not going to do a recorded workout, is that I can get these segments done on Friday. Yeah. Maybe even Saturday too, at the time that I would be working out. We'll see. Tomorrow's the 23rd. Why does that date sound so familiar? Anyway, love you. Make it a lovely day, not just for you. Find someone else and help them have a lovely day too. For those of us who are single, not married, that means it starts with self and then we give it to someone else. Those of you that are married, that means it starts with your wife or your husband. Y'all combine it and then transfer it. Okay? Again, your time is appreciated. Whatever was an aha for you, do something with it. And I do, that quote from Zig Ziglar, if you don't want to learn, can't nobody do anything about it. Can't nobody help you in a way. But if you do, can't nobody stop you. Me, I'm a lifelong learner. So I'm always open to see what it is that I don't know and what I can learn. Yep. So enjoy the rest of your day. And our Creator says the same. I'll see you the next time that I'm live. Walk in love, look in love, speak in love, do everything in love, lead with love. In essence, be love.